Hello, hello, hello. You are now tapped in to another episode of Must Be Two Sides Podcast. It's your auntie favorite nephew, but you can call me Woo.
Yes, indeed. It's your boy, Cass F.
What's going on? It's your boy Straight Drop.
Hey, it's Brandy Bing.
Okay.
What's the deal? Talk to him, Zelly.
And we are live.
Gang.
Must Be Two Sides.
Gang, gang.
And got our other guests in the building. Dog Man Ride is in the building. In the building.
You could have kept your hat on, man. See, you got his hat on his head. You could have kept your hat on.
Man, y'all should have seen. He really had a cowboy hat. He FaceTimed me.
Oh, he could have wore that too?
It's right there in his hand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go.
You better believe it. Choice Dog Man
You
Cowboy.
gotta put them headphones
Hey,
on.
that's
though.
Okay. Well, I ain't gonna be able to do the hat.
Pitbull Dundee
Hold on,
right
you
there.
put them on and then put the hat on top of it.
I don't think it's gonna work, man. It's like a secure fit.
Let's see. You know, we ain't gonna know
Work
until
it
you
out.
try it. Just must
Yeah.
be two sides.
Must be
You gotta-
two sides.
It ain't gonna work, man.
Gotta put the
They got it on the side. He had it on the side.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Now you
We
talking.
might be able to do this here.
Yeah, there we
go
go.
ahead,
There we go. There we
Oh
go.
shit,
Yeah,
we
buddy.
got it now.
There we go.
Yeah,
All right now.
yeah,
What's
buddy.
going on, Rod? What's going
Gang,
on?
gang, gang.
Good.
So, if y'all don't know, this is a special episode. We gonna get off in the must be two side business, but we gonna get into this dog business first.
That dog.
So,
Sir.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I'm saying y'all can pop y'all shit. You guys are we got the breeder here, and we got the person who helped with the breeding. I just watched you do about what 6 dogs.
Oh man,
the last couple of days?
literally, I'm running behind because I just had to finish up another breeding for a customer, so it's
Okay.
definitely busy.
Okay. So what's been going on since the pandemic, man? Because I'm not gonna lie, this dog world seems to have just hit the forefront with everything when the pandemic got here.
Man, so let's start at the top because I got a lot to say about the pandemic breeders. You got the pandemic boys, you got the pandemic breeders.
Okay.
You got a lot of people, man, who started. You know what I'm saying? They got a couple dollars, a couple scam dollars, or however they did, whatever they did, however they got it. You know, we ain't gonna talk about that, but they got the money, man, and they bought a dog, 2-3 dogs. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they did a breeding and they had some puppies. You know what I'm saying? And they think they a breeder. You know what I'm saying? And they get on Instagram or they get on social media and want to argue with people and stuff like that. But whole time has been people who've been doing this shit for years, you know what I'm saying?
Solidified.
Like, and I'm not saying like I've been doing this for the longest, you know what I'm saying? But I done put my work, you know what I'm saying? I done put in work to be where I'm at, per se.
So how many years you got in?
I'm 6 years in right now.
Okay. See, you at veteran status. You at veteran status.
3 generations into my own blood. Right now, I got a female that's coming in the heat, and that's gonna be my 4th generation.
And what dogs are these that you got?
So I got my boy Lil Cliff, and we got a girl named Candy. Once I breed them 2 together, that's gonna be my 4th generation.
So what kind of dogs are they though? Are these
bullies,
Okay.
exotic bullies.
Okay. So with the bullies, are bullies pit bulls? That's what I want to know. I think everybody kind of got the whole thing mixed up with are bullies pit bulls, or are they in their own cat? Are they hybrids of pit bull? Like, what is a bully?
A bully come from a pit bull,
Okay.
but it come from selective breedings. You know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, you got other bloods mixed into these bullies. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Frenchies, same thing with other bloods. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of other dogs mixed into these dogs to create a bully that you see today.
Okay. Rod?
Yes. So to go off of what Jermaine was saying, so like the bullies, they're definitely like they're crossbred, and they've been like pit bulls were originally like a game dog. You know, so the bullies have been bred to be more like of companion dogs and family dogs and like super muscular structures. I mean, everything about the bully now is complete. Like if you got a real good, well-bred bully, it's completely changed from where pit bulls derive from.
Okay.
I mean, the bullies are a popular breed right now, but there's also a lot of other dogs that are out that people are breeding, like the French Bulldog, the English Bulldog. I mean, you got your Pressas. I mean, there's a lot of various different breeds, but the main breeds that I'm seeing a lot of is just the bullies, the Frenchies, and then the English Bulldogs.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So with these dogs, how would you be in a breed? Like, how do you set the price? Because I know some of these dogs, like I know, like the Frenchie Fluffy that you got. I know off bail that them puppies don't really go for nothing under like 10,000 for that dog.
I mean, but you're right in a sense, but everything you gotta, it's all about marketing. You know what I'm saying? It's where the market at today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So look at what's going on in the world or in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And then you can basically reflect that market off of the dog market per se, you know what I'm saying? Because when the money's good and the economy's going good, everything's abundant, then you know what I'm saying, pup sales is gonna go for higher. But right now it's, you know, it's tight, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people think that this dog breeding is a get rich quick scheme, you know what I'm saying? They think that they gonna invest a couple dollars, you know, $10,000, $20,000 and breed these dogs together, you know what I'm saying? And they see on Instagram or social media this guy selling dogs for $10,000, $20,000, but they don't understand how much blood, sweat, and tears that they put in to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people just hop in the game and they oversaturating, you know what I'm saying? Oversaturating the game with bullshit, to be honest. And it's really fucking the pricing up right now, but good quality is always going to sell, you know what I'm saying? People who see you, you know what I'm saying, investing in your brand, you know what I'm saying? Rod got his brand on, Breeder Fit. I came in here with my brand, Straight Drop. This all I wear. I don't wear nothing but my brand, you know what I'm saying? So people want to see, they want to see money, you know what I'm saying? Someone's not going to spend money with someone who don't look like money per se, you know what I'm saying? If you not protecting the brand at all costs and you're not pushing the brand, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for somebody to want to shop with you or want to believe in you, or, you know what I'm saying? Because you could just, everybody got dogs, you know what I'm saying? Right. But it's about who really pushing the brand and who, I got to make you a believer. I can have bullshit and make you believe it's fire, you know what I'm saying? But it's all on your marketing strategies and who you are, to be honest.
Okay. Right.
So here's my take. So I deal with a lot of like different kennels and camps because I do a lot of the reproduction work. Okay. And I'm able to see like firsthand who's got their fronts up, who's really into this, who's really got money, who's really caring about like furthering the brand. Right. And a lot of what I see is the pandemic punks, I call them, right?
Hey,
so
call it out. Let me say that. We say shit, fuck, damn, bitch, ass. So
okay, for sure. All right. So I know, but
yeah.
So listen, man. I've been into dogs for well over 10 years, man. I mean, as a kid, I was into dogs. I mean, it's in my blood. If you cut me open, you're gonna get hustle and dogs will flow out of it. So during the pandemic, you know, the prices of dogs just went through the roof because everybody had money, right? So the average going rate for the average French Bulldog bully is usually around $3,000-$4,000 starting out with just average dogs. With just average dogs, and then they typically kind of go up from there. But what a lot of people don't pay attention to is what's required to like get a dog to be successfully bred, and what's required to actually be able to successfully sell that dog to someone else, right? So during the pandemic, you could have had a pit bull mixed with a dachshund and a little sprinkle of poodle there and still got $10,000 for it.
Because the money was out.
Because the money was here, right?
He said a dachshund.
Man, it didn't matter what it was. Like if you had a dog, everybody had money, and so they were spending. But what happened is overnight, you got a guy who came out of the streets or wherever he came from that thought he was an elite level breeder because he could sell this crap for $10,000 like without a problem. Now all that pandemic money is gone. Them dudes, I mean, they broke now. The chains and went to the pawn shops.
To the pawn shop.
You know what I mean? The Jordan's dirty now. And so they still got that mindset that they can still get all of this like crazy amount of money because there's still guys out there, still the real dog hustlers that are still getting crazy money for those dogs. Yeah. But the reality is those dogs are elite. And, you know, they were in the market before it blew up, and they're still here. And people have this like preconceived notion that because they paid $10,000 or $20,000 or whatever it was for these dogs that they can still get it. And they don't even really have the money to be able to market the dogs or the brands or do what's needed. Like, so for as an example, like there's certain things that you should do before you get into breeding a dog, like your progesterone testing, all the health. I mean, there's a lot of things like from a health perspective that you need to make sure that you do. And I'm seeing that people don't even want to spend the money, the $100 or whatever it is there, just to be able to become successful to try to make $3,000-$4,000 off of a dog.
That's the part that I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of them. I just always thought you just put the dogs together.
Man,
do they
well, you do if you got a pit bulls, a regular dog, but with these bullies, Frenchies, they're just a completely different animal. Well,
Okay.
To be completely honest, the French bulldog, the English bulldog, those are all man-made dogs.
Oh.
So without human interaction, they don't naturally breed, they don't naturally give birth. Now they can, but it's pretty rare that it happens because of the structure of the dogs as far as like being able to mount and then also being able to naturally birth. Now you take a German Shepherd, those dogs, you put them in a room and they do their thing.
Okay.
Well, with these bullies, it's not the same way. A lot of the bully bloods got Frenchie, English bulldogs and stuff in it too, so they have a lot of those same traits.
Okay.
So you can't get them to naturally do what's required. So this guy who bought the puppy, and the guy who bought the puppy back when he had money, now this puppy is ready for breeding and he's trying to cut every corner that he can to try to make it successful, and it's becoming a problem because now these dogs aren't being born healthy, or there's a lot of different issues with them.
Right.
And then this guy also, he was a street hustler, right? Or whatever he may have been like. And so when you're selling dogs, it's a completely different market. Whether you got bullies, Frenchies, like the way that you have to market that dog is different than the way you're gonna market some weed or whatever, what you was doing in the streets beforehand.
Makes sense.
And so like now these people are getting stuck with dogs, right? They're calling me, Rock, can you get this dog off? And it's just like, man, like I can help you, but you're gonna have to really change the way that you do. Like you got to really dig in to be a real hustler because these dogs aren't part-time.
Right.
You can invest in. It's gonna take every bit of 24 to 48 months before you get a return. And if you're not 100% invested into that dog all the way through, you might as well not even do it.
Positively.
100%.
A year to 2 years before you get it.
Because so let me just run it here. So like a healthy breeder is waiting for their dog to turn at least to get there to their second heat, right? For maturity for the dog to be able to breed. So the average dog comes in heat at like 9 months.
Okay.
You can take a regular pit bull, that dog will be in 4 to 6 months. But like you take a Frenchie, it might be 9 months before that dog comes in.
Okay.
Right? So that's the first heat. Now you skip that, you go to the second heat. We might wait another 9 months. That's 18 months.
Okay.
Right? And then once you breed them, you got 62 days before the puppies are born. Then you got another 8 weeks past that before you can sell that dog. You get what I'm saying? So you got all of that time,
yeah.
and then you actually have to get the puppy to live and make it through all of this to get it to the point to be able to sell it. And so like a lot of times people think like, if you're a street cat, I buy this product, I can market it real quick and I can flip it and I can double up in a couple weeks time, where it doesn't work like that with the dog. You're going to lose money for the first 24 to 48 before you make anything.
Because you're spending it.
You spend
For sure. It's
Spending.
it's constantly spending.
It don't stop. You got to feed the dog. You got to go vet bills. Once the C-sections, you got to pay Rod to do the progesterones to help you breed the dog. It don't stop. You know what I'm saying? So,
and this is what I think, like, at least from my perspective of seeing a lot of people never really pay. They heard about it, but it's a lot different than when you're actually living it on a day-to-day. Like now you got this dog, you're trying to breed it. You're trying to milk everything you get out of the dog to try to see how quickly you can make this money back, and it doesn't work that way. And most of these people fail. You're even getting like people that got like, they're spending big time money on dogs, breedings. They're buying the best dogs, the best breedings, and they're still failing because the reality is they never really had that dog in them of a hustler in this line of business. They just looked at it as just a quick flip hustle.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. And what they do is they try to discredit people who really put that time in. They look at this guy like, oh man, he's doing this, man, I'm just gonna go buy from who he bought from. Well, it doesn't really work that way. I don't care how much money you got, unless you got a ton of money. You got a whole camp of dog people that's supporting you. You may be able to try to speed up a little bit faster, but 90% of people don't have that. And they're just looking at that and they're trying to emulate it and they're failing. You know what I mean? I see it constantly.
the only person I seen do it successful was my boy Zag. Shout out to Zag.
Yeah, for sure. Zag doing his
came
thing.
in and spent $500,000 on dogs.
Man, that's a
no
half
faking.
ticket though.
But
In a short amount of time. In a short amount of time. Not no 5 years. I'm talking about my man's is been breeding dogs for 3-4 years now, and first year came out swinging, pow 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 pow, like.
But listen,
bags.
but what Zag did though is like Zag is actually a real dog man. His whole house, his life is dedicated to dogs.
dogs.
He spent that ticket. But he in there in the trenches, he's grinding, he's networking with the right people. He does good business, man. People respect him. Yeah. And that is pushing him further along. But I mean, he ain't just drop all of that money and come back in and start making it. He actually really had to work, getting out to the dog shows, meeting people, building those networks and stuff with a lot of different people that are in that lane. And so he's doing well with it. And that's what a lot of people don't see is just like, okay, I'm gonna drop a ticket. You can drop a ticket on an expensive dog and not take care of it right, and it can die relatively easily with these dogs. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a lot more.
We got a caller, right? Hello.
What up, though?
That's Shay. That's Shay. What's going on, Shay?
What's going on? What topic we got going on?
We're talking about dogs,
Real.
and we're listening to Dog Man Rod, the breeder. And then we got my man Jermaine, Straight Drop Bullies in here. He got his own line of dogs as well.
Oh, I know him. What up, though?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, wait.
Welcome.
I just thought about that. Shay just called in. Shouts out to Rose Line. Shouts out to our sponsor, Rose Line.
There you go.
I ain't gonna lie to you. This I don't sip wine too often, but it got me feeling right over here.
So gotta give you the rundown. This is Tom Hopkins wine, and we had him on here for an episode, and he said he came up with something because he's trying to get black men out of just drinking that heavy liquor. And you know, a lot of the guys is into the wine now. So he was actually telling us, as men, we really supposed to drink this out of styrofoam cups and red cups. He said this is strictly pull up on the block with your man. This is one of them type of things. I apologize that it ain't cold, because I'm telling you, if it was cold, that cup would have been smacked by now.
I ain't gonna lie, my name is Straight. You see the hoodie, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes, I definitely wanted y'all to have a sweet taste. There's no. I'm behind the taste. I want it sweet.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate
You got any questions for them, Shay? You know you got dogs.
I didn't hear you.
You got any questions for them? You know they got dogs. I know you got dogs.
I know, right? I have a Shih Tzu Dachshund. I'm a dog mom, and I would love to breed him. And I swear, I just know I need like a full Dachshund or a full Shih Tzu to make it happen. Because I don't want them really a mutt. I just need a one. You know, it could be a Shih Tzu Dachshund. That's it. So yeah, y'all know anybody with any?
I guess that'll be. We have to direct that question to Rod, because you do all. Like I see you do.
Listen,
you do the pool and all that type of stuff.
For sure. I'm a real honest guy, man. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it at all. And if in her case, I probably wouldn't breed that, because the reality is that the dog is already mixed, and it's not like a brand of dog that like one of those fancy breeds that people are really looking for. So there's a potential that she may get stuck with those dogs.
Okay.
So even if you breed it to a Dachshund or a Shih Tzu or whatever you try to breed it to, there's certain dogs that you can kind of get that collaboration out of, and you can do well with it. And then certain stuff you should probably just leave it alone. So in my opinion, from what I see, I probably would not try to breed that dog and try to create something. I would just love it and let it just be a pet.
Oh, well, I definitely love him. I definitely let him be my baby. He's not a pet. No,
Shout out to Max.
Right. Shout out to Max.
We love Max. I tell Max I said I love him.
Y'all, you know what? Y'all don't know. My daddy gonna be like, that's why I'm getting him fixed. See, that's that bull. I just knew he could have.
Hey, listen, go see Straight Drop. He'll get you together. He got some real cute Frenchies over there, fluffy. He's got some fire if you're looking for something, for sure.
that's right.
Yeah, that's what's up.
What's
What's going on, Wood?
Chilling. So I got a question for you, Rod, real quick.
Yes, sir.
What about, like, I see a lot of doodles, like mini doodles and stuff like that.
Yeah, so now them dogs is fire, and they making great money, because there's a lot of people that got pet allergies, and those dogs are supposed to be hypoallergenic. Right. So they're crossing the labradoodle, or the lab with the poodle to make the labradoodles, and those dogs are going for pretty good money, $3,500 plus per puppy. They're natural whelpers. But what I would tell anybody that's getting into the dog game, don't chase a trend. Find something that you like. So if you like dachshunds or you like poodles, I'm pretty sure there's 1,000 other people who like dachshunds or poodles. So when you get into trying to chase what the trends are, you basically become like a puppy mill and you devalue yourself.
Okay.
So like if you're gonna get into a dog, like, and you want to get into breeding and you really enjoy it, this is what I would tell anybody. Ask yourself, are you okay walking up to a fresh pile of shit and picking it up with your hands because there's nothing else that you can pick it up with, right? And if you are unwilling to do that, then you probably shouldn't get into dogs because it's a dirty game with the dogs, right? There's something that's going to happen to you. Like, I mean, you're going to have to deal with something disgusting. Some people don't really like the nastiness of dogs.
Got to clean that cage, boy.
For sure. So, like,
I got to close my eyes every time he pulls my dog's blood.
Which I don't even understand that. He's a dog, man, and he's got like a weak stomach.
I get sick.
Well, B down there, she's afraid of dogs.
You afraid of dogs?
Oh, I don't.
So what happened? Did something? Because 9 times out of 10,
Nothing
you just
ever
scared of
happened.
it?
I don't know. I just don't like dogs. I don't know.
Did y'all have a neighborhood dog that used to get loose?
No, we didn't have pets growing up. I don't know. I think I've seen so many. I think because I had children young, and so I've heard a lot of stories of. And this is nothing to y'all. This is just what I've seen. I'm not saying this is the thing, but I've seen a lot of pit bulls attack families and children, and so. With me having kids, it's like I don't know anything about dogs, so I don't know what kind of dogs they were. I just know I'm afraid. I'm scared that one of them is gonna do something to my kids, and ain't nothing I can do about it. If it's a human, you can hurt a human. I can't hurt a dog.
No.
It's not. So it's I don't know.
You want to know a crazy statistic?
What?
A golden, they have more dog or more human attacks. So more people have been attacked by a golden retriever than an actual pit bull. Mm-hmm. The way that media is and the hate towards the actual pit bull breed, you know what I'm saying? They market it and they make it look like it's just that breed that's so bad. You know what I'm saying? They have cities and towns and shit, even states that you can't even have a pit bull or a bully breed or anything that looks like it. You can't even have it.
For sure. And let me piggyback off of that, right? So if you really go back to looking at like where pit bulls were derived from, they actually were considered nanny dogs. They were family dogs. The actual pit bull has a great temperament, right? I mean, they were game dogs, so they were bred originally for bear baiting. They would put them in a pit, a couple pit bulls in there, and they would like have them fight a bear, right? And then from there, they got into like dog on dog fighting. Pit bulls have always been naturally more aggressive to other dogs than it was for humans. But what happened is like, because the pit bull was such a badass dog that like all of like the rap community, the urban community kind of adopted to that dog as far as like a status symbol of just like toughness, right? And pit bulls are extremely loyal. So if you train a pit bull to protect your house or protect whatever it is, that dog will die before it lets anything else. And so,
most loyal friend you will ever have.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I think that stigma of that kind of what is what happened for the most part. Like people were trying to take them and make them like natural protection dogs and things like that, where you have some breeds like the Rottweiler and other breeds that are more designed for natural like protection versus like the pit bull, and it just got a bad stigma. So I really think that like I mean, for the most part, if you ever thought about getting a dog, like, now, you don't really see as many pit bulls around now. Now it's more bullies, but I think if you got to interact with the dog versus kind of like your perception of what you may have seen growing up or heard of things happening versus actually, getting around the dog and seeing it, it would definitely probably change your perception.
I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I've never really interacted. So like, that's why I said it's just strictly from what I've seen. So I can't say, that I don't like them one way or another, but I'm ask you this. So if I ever decided, my kids want dog.
Oh, you need to get them kids a dog.
But if I'd ever decide what would be a good starter dog.
A Frenchie.
Yeah, for sure.
A Frenchie.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest.
Man, a Shih Tzu.
Even on there.
Don't come for my baby. A Shih Tzu.
Listen, they cute dogs too. They cute for sure.
But why a Frenchie?
They are.
So why would you
I was about to say, why would you suggest a Frenchie though, bro?
Because first of
They
all,
ugly. Sorry,
oh God.
yeah, I do like Frenchies are ugly dogs, but they're cute. Cute ugly dogs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, there's no possible way.
Shay, let him cook. Let him cook.
First, I feel like all kids deserve to have a dog growing up because it teaches them like a different type of love and companionship other than the love something than just like their parents. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have kids like being too freely with strangers or, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So if they have a dog or something to adapt to, you know what I'm saying, it teaches them a little something, you know what I'm saying? But reason why I say the Frenchies is because they got a super high energy drive. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna keep them kids busy, like versus playing on tablets and doing this or doing that. Like, put that damn dog in the backyard with the kids and let them run free and let them chase them around.
Right. That makes sense. So let me ask this: when you talk about the temperament of the dog, you as having your own line with these aggressive dogs, is it true that people are actually breeding these aggressive dogs? That like the actual owner are the ones that are taking these bloodlines with these dogs, or?
Oh, I was gonna say
fighting dogs, yeah, but we ain't in.
I was gonna say like
we ain't into these bullies.
these
Bullies are lovebirds.
Yeah, for sure.
They couldn't do nothing if they wanted to.
Okay.
With the style of bullies that I breed, you know what I'm saying? Like there might be bigger style of dogs, but even with the XLs or the bigger dogs, like I really don't see too much aggressiveness from them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's pretty much the owner. Like if you train the dog to be on bullshit, the dog gonna be on bullshit.
Just like a kid.
You
for
know
sure.
what I'm saying? Like,
but I think with the bullies, you really gotta train the dog to be on bullshit to get it on bullshit. Like I have a 144-pound XL bully, and this dog is the nicest dog you would ever meet. Now, if you've seen it, he looks menacing.
Okay.
But he's the nicest dog that you would ever get. It's like when they created the bully, they tried to breed out a lot of those game traits, right?
Okay.
And they tried to breed in, like the English Bulldog is a real lazy, it's a dog that just wants to sit there and be loved. The Frenchie and all of that stuff. So those dog traits are now what's being bred into the bully. So like, I mean, it's very seldom that I come across an aggressive dog. Like, I mean, I'm almost bit a lot, but it's usually by like Pressas or Connie Corsos or like a lot of those large, like a protection-based dogs. But like with the bullies, like, you know, that's one of the things I'll ask people, like, hey man, what kind of dog is it? So right off the bat, once you tell me what kind of dog it is, like my guard kind of comes down like, oh, okay, you know, at least over the phone. And then when I actually meet the dog and I see what's going on, I can kind of figure it out from there. But for the most part with the bullies, I mean, it's very rare that you're gonna find like a bully that's really aggressive, unless people really train it that way, and it takes a lot of work for that, for sure.
Okay. I'm torn between getting a Connie Corso or a Bogle. I don't know which one I want yet.
Man, I think they're both really, really good. I mean, they're both protection dogs, right? And so, I mean, I think it's gonna go more of like, you know, this is your personal preference of what dog you think you like most. But I mean, they're definitely two dogs that you don't have to do very much work for as far as like getting them to protect and do what they need to do. I mean, they're on. I mean, I've seen puppies at like 4 and 5 months, man, where, you know, like they're all, you can see, like, it's crazy, like with the genetic traits in these dogs, how like they were designed for something for so long, you know, hundreds of years ago, and it's still in them today.
Instilled in them.
Yeah, for sure. So I like both of them. I like big dogs. You know
I like big
mean?
dogs too. So
I got Frenchies, but I like big dogs. But and if I was thinking about something for the family, I'm definitely looking in the Borbal range. You know, the Connie Corso. I mean, I think those are really, really good dogs to have around the family. Versus like you got like the Belgian Malinois. They're like a skinny version of a German Shepherd. But man, they got a switch on them, man. That like it's kind of hard to turn them off when they're turned on. You know.
I watch a lot of them dog videos.
I'm cool on them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's what the police is using now instead of German Shepherds because of the temperament on them.
Well, the temperament, and then like a lot of the German Shepherds, they were a heavier dog. Okay. So they weren't as agile. They would have more hip issues. And even when you got like the really best bred dogs, so when you look at one of those dogs that they use in the police department, they're usually putting over $30,000-$40,000 worth of training into these dogs. And so like a shepherd's like lifespan working might only be 3-4 years, right? Where you can take a Belgian Malinois and, you know, get a longer lifespan out of that dog because they're significantly smaller and they're really agile. And they're like the German Shepherd will tire out faster than what the Malinois will. The Malinois kind of has like a prey drive, like a game pit bull. Like it's not going to stop until like it's turned off. And even if you watch videos, like when the police use them, I mean, the police can't usually turn those dogs off quickly. They got to try to pull them, break them, you know, and things like that because their prey drive is so high.
I seen one of them where the dog actually bit the police officer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. He jumped on him, like he pulling him off the dude.
Yeah, I think I seen that.
Around like, oh, I'm gonna get your ass.
Yeah. I think I seen that.
I breed the little dogs. You know what I'm saying? The little dogs that I can control. The Frenchies, the little bullies. You know, like 12, 10-inch underdogs. You know what I'm saying? Like all them big dogs that, I'm gonna have to shoot that motherfucker. I can't do
So
nothing with that.
So let me ask you this: what would be your go-to dog as far as for protection? Because I know he was saying, his choice would be Cane Corso President.
You threw me for one right there, because I ain't never used
Thought
a
about
dog for protection.
Okay. What about you, Joe? What you?
I mean, well, my mom has 3 dogs actually. She has a Chihuahua, an American Bulldog, and a Siberian Husky. They all females though.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it on?
Yeah, we know.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she has 3, but me, my personal preference, I like Rottweilers.
Okay. We had a Rottweiler. I'm into I like Dobermans. I feel like Doberman.
Miniature?
No, I like the regular size Doberman.
You don't
I feel
see them as much anymore.
And I was just about to say that, like in the '90s, remember everybody like had a Doberman. It was like a Doberman or a German Shepherd for real.
Yep.
I feel like Dobermans is kind of like a slept-on breed, but they great dogs. They great guard dogs.
They are.
Great guard, and they got a good temperament with kids. It's a story about Dobermans. My grandma in Chicago, they had Dobermans, and the way my grandma's house is set up, it's one of them houses where you walk into the door and it's like the little room, but then you walk into the other door to get into the house. Somehow my mama put me down and shut the screen door to get into the house and locked me in there with Blue. And Blue at the time was they had a Doberman. Blue was a blue Doberman. Blue was big as hell, and my mama got to panicking because she didn't know how Blue was gonna do with me, you know what I'm saying? And they said Blue really just sat right there until they got the key in. And even when they went to put the key in, they was like, Blue got to tripping hard, like, hold on, wait. But that with the relationship, I like that. Like, I like dogs that naturally know to protect kids and what's in this house type situation. So, but yeah. Is there anything else y'all wanted to get off y'all chest while y'all was here? Before we kind of get into the must be two sides part of this dog edition.
No.
Anything? No.
I mean, I just think that if anybody that's looking at getting into dogs, man, dog breeding, if you really thoroughly enjoy it, man, it can change your life for sure. 100%, man. I mean, I know some people that are really making millions and millions of dollars from breeding dogs. I mean, but they're doing it like a very ethical way. Like, I see a lot of people, they're getting into dogs, man, and they don't invest anything back into their camp. I come over there, everybody's all fresh with the Jordans and all of this stuff on, but like the dog situation ain't where it needs to be, right?
Dog still eating gravy train.
Man, what? And so like,
dog stepping and pissing shit still.
And I feel like a lot of people try to give up too quickly because that money doesn't come back so fast, right? You know what I mean? And like if they just, like again, like I look at dogs as like a stock. It's like a long-term investment. Like you can't get in it. I mean, sometimes you can get in there and you can get a quick flip on it. But for the most part, if you're passionate and you love the dogs and you love the game of dogs, like you'll always do well. Especially if it doesn't matter what breed it is. Like if you like Dachshund, there's a million other people that like Dachshunds. And I think that if more people got into like breeding and they started paying attention to how to market, right? Prime example, like so I breed Frenchies.
Okay.
And so like I got a really silly personality, right? So I'll hop on there with a cowboy hat on and just, talk some crazy stuff or say something. And like what happens is just those impressions, right? People will remember that. I could put a chain on, but everybody's got a chain on, right? But you're gonna remember like, man, this motherfucker had a cowboy hat sitting up there. He was silly, right? And then people start to fall in love with the energy of the breeder or the camp or what's going on with it. And I think people should focus more on that versus like not even so much of the dog, because if you got the right energy and people like your product, they're going to buy from you.
They're going to buy whatever.
It's the association, man. And I think a lot of people miss that. They want to go on one or two times and it's consistent. Like, man, I think, Rick Ross says it best. Like if you ever watch anything he says constantly market, man. And like for as much money and as much stuff that Rick Ross has, like he's constant. I don't care what he's doing. He's pushing some brand of something and he's already at the top level, right? So like, if any of the breeders that are looking into this, man, no matter how stupid it seems or how unperfect you may think it is, if you get on there and you're really passionate about it and you just keep pushing it, you eventually will win, right? It may take 10 years to become an overnight success, but eventually you'll get there because every big breeder, it don't matter what it is, right? Anybody who's got a name or built a name for themselves in that lane always started from the bottom. But people forget about that period of time that you start from the bottom and all of that headache and heartache that you go through, and they only look at you when you get to the top. And so a lot of people are so quick to quit on that. But I'm telling you, like, if you get into something, no matter what it is, and you just stay passionate about it and you genuinely love it more than just the money that you can get from it, you'll win, no matter what it is. So my message to any breeder is, man, is just get in it and love it and go hard. Do it like your life depended on it. And if you look at it in that perspective, you'll never lose. And be honest and just do good business with people.
And I'm going to piggyback off that. It's okay to give other fellow breeders their flowers, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's start, you know what I'm saying, as a breeder myself, you know what I'm saying, I always be trying to change the narrative. Like, it's so much negative shit in the bully community and already in the world, you know what I'm saying? Sure. So, like, stop being so negative. You don't, if you see someone's success, you don't have to hate, you don't have to talk shit about them to make yourself feel better or to even feel relevant. You know what I'm saying? You should just look at that person and see their success, and it should just, like me, that should give me a drive. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like, prime example, Rod could tell you it's a dog named Tri-State. Tri-State is all over the internet right now. A Chinese guy came in from China and literally just wired my man's literally $500,000. It's all over the internet for one dog. You know what I'm saying? So, but my man,
was that a fluffy? Is that the fluffy?
No, Tri-State's a bully.
Okay.
Chocolate Tri bully.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I'll show you right now. Tri-State sold for $500,000, bro. So that's what I'm saying. If you, like Ron was just saying, if you take the shit serious, if you protect the brand and push the brand like I was talking about, you can achieve it right here. This dog sold for $500,000 just 3 days ago.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's some serious money in this dog game, man. Serious money.
I've been seeing him, and then I've been seeing about the black guy who got that. I guess he's a Merle Frenchie Fluffy, and somebody had him come out overseas, and I think within like the first 3 days, his dog for the pool, I think he made like $300,000. Like it was like $100,000 a pool or something.
Man, let me tell you, right? So another thing in the dog game, everybody feels that I don't know what's wrong with the attitudes of us here in the Midwest and Michigan, but everybody feels like you got to go to Cali, you got to go to all of these different places. As a person who breeds a lot of dogs, there is a lot of fire here.
Okay.
And I feel like it almost becomes like this, like, hatred for like working with another local breeder and this scarcity mindset, man. There's a lot of people with a lot of really good dogs that are here in our backyards. You know what I mean? So like, you ain't got to go to Cali. I mean, Mano has a friend that's got like, I mean, what did Shaq sell that dog for?
$400,000.
$400,000. He's right
he
here.
Come to my house every,
if you've seen this dude,
chill, smoke weed with me.
If you've seen this dude, you wouldn't look twice past it. But it's just like, it's all these little pocket dudes. I mean, and he's super passionate about what he's doing with the dogs, man.
Crocs every day.
For sure.
Ain't never no fresh clothes. I'm not down in them, but this is my man. You know what I'm saying? He about to buy a whole house out of state. He 26, 27 years old, looking at buying $1 million house, all from
dogs.
Yeah,
for sure. So it's definitely a real reality that if you get into this dog game and you really like it, that you can do well.
Mm-hmm. That's facts, because I know when I was looking for my baby.
Shay's still on there?
She's still on this line, yes. With this talk about Max. Come on, we listening.
I didn't say nothing about Max. I said there's definitely money in it because I was surprised when I got my baby. I didn't know people spend $5,000-$6,000 on dogs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was just agreeing, and I'm still on here, but I'm about to check out. Love y'all.
Let me tell you too.
All right.
Oh, okay. Right. One more question before we get into the questions. So, as far as you having your own line, when you sell your girls, do you have a restriction? Because I know certain breeders have a restriction, or they will spay their female dogs so that you can't continue that line.
I never agreed with that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I never agreed with that. But I do have some I do. Like if I sell you this female, if I do sell a female, I always got to get a pup back off of her. Second pick pup back. That's just off top. But I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Even as far as like people like they got the pet homes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like if I sell you a dog, I'm selling you a dog. That's what it is. But now if if I feel like the dog, this is another thing that I meant to say and I didn't say it. Every every male dog ain't a stud, and every female dog ain't meant to get bred.
Facts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So don't let that go over your head. There's a lot of people who feel like because they spent 20,000 on this dog, you know what I'm saying? Well, I spent $10,000 on her. I wouldn't give a fuck what you spent on her. I wouldn't have spent $100 on her. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like they're obligated to breed that dog, but all they're doing is setting themselves that much further behind in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Because you bought a piece of shit dog.
Because you bought a piece of shit dog.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because you breed this piece of shit dog, and you got to think about it. It take, like Rod just said, it take 18, 24 months sometimes before that dog can even do something. So now if you breed this piece of shit dog, you got just years and years and time and money wasted on bullshit because your ego, you couldn't face the fact just to lose $10,000 and move on. You know what I'm saying? It's done been plenty of times that I done had dogs that has not been, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm some the world's best breeder. I done produced fucked up dogs. I done bought dogs that was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I done had the pet home dogs. I done bought a dog that wasn't to my breeding standards because I'm real picky on my dogs. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I done bought a dog and here, man, I'm just gonna pet home this dog with you. I don't even wanna no money or none of that. You just get this dog a good home. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel so strongly in my brand, I can't breed bullshit into my brand because it's just gonna put me that much further behind. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean,
that's just how I feel though.
That's like the real ethical side of being a good breeder. You know what I mean? Like you don't take a dog. I mean, you can actually breed two badass dogs and not get out of it what you think that you should. You can go spend $10,000-$20,000 on a female and she can't produce. You know, she might have like reproductive issues where she can never produce a puppy at all. So, and it's a gamble. And when you get into it and you have passion, you understand that and you take that in into consideration. But if you get into this and you're only looking at numbers, right? Prime example, you can get a litter of puppies. You can get them out the oven, right? Get them out the oven, and every day you can lose a puppy for no apparent reason. You know what I mean? Like it might have been something wrong with the collaboration of that male and that female, or you might not have given the dog the proper prenatal vitamin. It's no different than like when a woman has a baby. It's the same concept. And so like when you know, like I would have to say like inexperienced breeders get into it, they get 6 puppies. In their mind, they've already pre-sold those 6 puppies for however much money it's supposed to be.
Right here.
But the reality is, you might get 6 puppies, get down to the finish line, and only have 1 or 2. You know what I mean? Like, and people don't pay attention to like whelping. I think whelping, as a person who does this, I think whelping is harder than anything else.
Positive.
As it relates to doing these bullies. Now you can whelp 2. I mean, you could take 2 pit bulls, put them outside in negative 10-degree weather, you know, and all the puppies will make it. But man, you take one of these exotic bullies, you fart in the room too hard, you might knock out the whole litter.
Damn.
And, you know, they're very, very temperamental dogs, man. So it's a lot of hands-on, a lot of work, a lot of stuff that goes into it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, so I mean, just to kind of put that out there, it's just like, you know, when you're ethically breeding, like, you know, sometimes it may not work out the way you want. You know what I mean?
So people, y'all heard what he said. Stop blaming Parvo on these goddamn puppies dying.
Man.
I was waiting on somebody because that was a question. It ain't the damn Parvo. You breed ain't shit dogs. God damn it. The dog ain't about shit. Don't breed it. Don't breed it again.
Listen, let me hit you with this. We ain't gonna even go to Parvo. We're gonna talk about Coccidia or Giardia. This is for like people who are putting dogs in the area, and the dogs, if you watch little brand new puppies, like they'll try to suck anything. They'll suck on the mother. They'll suck poop off of the floor. And so what happens is they ingest that, right? And then their immune systems already aren't strong enough to kind of get them to where they need to be. So you have to have them in a very clean environment. And so then they develop Coccidia or Giardia, even at like such a young age where it's like they develop these parasites in their stomach. And then they slowly start dying from that, right? And if you don't understand what you're looking at, or you're not taking the dog to the vet, because a lot of people aren't taking the dogs to the vet at all to kind of figure out what's going on. They're not keeping the areas as clean. Like I'll come over, listen, even if you're dirty, go right ahead and be dirty, but at least where you're going to keep those dogs
Keep that
clean, like, because it's an investment. Eventually you can make enough money where you can live clean, but you at least got to keep the dogs, you know, kind of where they need to be. But yeah, it ain't always, Parvo, it ain't as common as what you think. They usually die from other stuff before Parvo hits them.
Clavamox and Albon go a long way with the
Man,
newborn
what?
puppies. All you got to do, I hit them with a little bit of, and you can get all those supplies from Dogman Rod. He sells them. Make sure y'all tap in with him.
Breederfit.com. Stop
Breederfit.
playing.
So Clavamox and what was it? Albon and what was the other one I just said?
Clavamox and Albon.
Yeah, Clavamox and Albon. Those two together. When your puppies like me, I just give my puppies that shit from the beginning because I don't even have time for
The sickness.
I don't have time to get sick. As soon as they're born, I'm hitting them with, you know what I'm saying? Hitting them with shit, treating them as if they had something because
Already makes sense.
I'm protecting the brand.
The immune system.
You know,
For sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so question for everybody. Has there been a time where you regretted being a bigger person or you weren't the bigger person and you had inconsequential thinking and you regretted what you did or you reacted off emotion?
For sure. 100%. Just recently for me. I do a lot of people call me for stuff with dogs, right? Like, I don't really like to whelp for people, man, because a lot of people don't understand what kind of work goes into it when you whelp, right? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time, man. And, like, you might work with somebody that you did a lot of business with and, and you build up a level of trust, right? Mm. And you do all of this work, you go over and beyond, and then you get burned on some money on the back end. And, like, so sometimes as a man, as your ego, like, it becomes hard to kind of let that go. Right, especially when you're a good person. Like, I mean, like at the end of the day, I give a person a shirt off my back if they needed it.
Right.
And so I would feel like, personally, for me, if you're gonna burn me, like, you got to be a real piece of shit to do that. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna do way more for you than what you're gonna do for me. All I ask you to do is pay me what you owe me. Right. If you call me and if I lock in, ain't no switching up. Like, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna do it. And for a person to try to burn good people, it really fucks it up for other good people because now you start to think like, man, I can't trust nobody. You get what I'm saying?
And they got to come back and see you anyway.
For sure. Well, for sure. I mean, but the reality is when somebody set out to burn somebody, it's just like, oh shit, well, I've extracted all the value that I think I need from this person at this time so I could shit on them. Yeah. And the reality in life is that they may never say it, but those people always regret that decision when you're a good person. But if you guys are both pieces of shit, then it's okay.
Y'all can flush each other.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's an even trade.
What about you, Zelly?
It's probably definitely recently been a time I felt like, you know what I'm saying, I should have been the bigger person, you know what I'm saying, when I wasn't. But sometimes, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Gemini, you know what I'm saying? So I wear my emotions on my sleeve, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for me to be like, I ain't mad if I'm really mad, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, it's I ain't gonna go into the specifics.
I get it.
But,
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I definitely so.
Brandy.
I don't think I have anything recently, only because I feel like in my younger years I've done so much and gotten messed over so much that I just now keep my circle small. And I don't allow people to walk over me anymore. So I don't even give the option anymore. It's like, it's unfortunate, but if you haven't made it into my, close circle, you probably just won't even get the option no more. I'm tired of being messed over. And like he said, that's me. I wear all my emotions on my sleeve, and I'm a Sagittarius. You would know whether I'm sad, happy, cry. I am. I really am, and I feel like a lot of people see that and they like, oh, she, an easy target, and I've been that easy target. I just refuse to be it anymore.
Man, I don't understand. I'm just like why people have to have such like a predatory like mindset. Man, I feel like in life, like you get further building relationships and friends with people than whatever you could get by burning anybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I learned that very early in life. Like, man, I would rather lose and like leave with integrity and build a good relationship than to try to see what little. I mean, I guess if I'm gonna burn you, I'm really trying to set your ass on fire at this point, right? Where it's got to be worth it. But for the most part, like it's never worth it in any type of situation to try to like purposely hurt somebody. It doesn't make sense.
But see, you see those people too. I'm sorry, I know you're going to ask him. You see those people that have done that, and now they're like, they've hit rock bottom. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's something about it that like brings me satisfaction. I don't know.
Oh, listen, baby, I'm right there with you.
We all satisfied.
Hey, I hear about them getting locked up, all that shit. Like, that's what you get.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I'll be out here.
So, but you also got to watch that too. You also got to watch wallowing in other people's misery.
Most definitely too.
For sure.
No, when I say that, I mean, if they've done you wrong. Like,
you always get that sweet taste of satisfaction.
But you know what?
You can't wallow in it for too long.
I was about to say, because even with that, you'll be then turned into the person that you don't want to be
True.
because now you bullying them. You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Sometimes you got to get one kick in with somebody down, but you never take two.
For sure.
That's a coward move. You know what I'm saying? You get your one kick in, make sure they down, but that second one, you a coward. You got this situation, bro?
So hold on. Let me say one thing. That wine is hidden because I done forgot the motherfucking question.
Shout out to Rose Line.
Shout out to
When it
Rose
ain't
Line.
cold, this a whole different
Yeah,
ball
yeah, it's a whole. Listen,
I ain't
you see,
gonna
I
lie
still
to you.
got the same cup myself.
cold.
Go ahead and
Toasty here.
refill me up and hit me with that question so I can answer that.
What was the question again?
Oh, hold on, not blood.
The question was, has there ever been a time you regretted being the bigger person, or you weren't the bigger person
Why
and
you
then it was inconsequential thinking, or you reacted off emotion?
Oh hell yeah! It's done been plenty times I reacted off emotion, and I think that in this game, in this dog game, you can't react off emotion. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the bigger person. You know what I'm saying for not only yourself but your customers. You know what I'm saying? Because if I feed off into half the bullshit that people say or that I hear, you know what I'm saying, it'll put that negative spotlight on me. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to be the bigger person.
Right.
Listen, Mano's my beige brother, and so sometimes I'll see him getting ready to go off online or something. I have to call him. Yeah, that's my beige brother.
Yeah.
My brothers went crazy on me, but we'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
we
ain't
just
gonna
cut
lie
up.
to you. I apologize.
Oh no,
for that.
you good.
I
Listen, we only got to
apologize
talk.
for that.
We'll talk about that when we get. Yeah. You good. You good.
Listen, he be letting that light skinned LaMelo Ball come out of him and shit. So,
But in the meaning of the question though, I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm tired of being at this point. I'm tired of being the bigger person. I'm rolling low. Nah.
So you is the karma. Huh?
I am the karma at this point because for you to do something to me, of all people, to me,
Yeah.
oh, I'm getting my league back.
Forever rolling.
I'm forever rolling gonna get my league back. I don't give a fuck about none of that praying, none of that. I'm gonna pray for you as I'm doing it to you. Yeah, Lord, you see me doing it, forgive me and help them, because I'm on your ass.
And he didn't deserve it. No,
He
yeah, the
deserved
fuck
it.
he
For sure,
did.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And look, what they always say, he was just at the wrong place.
No,
at
he
the
was
right
at the
no,
right
that's
place.
karma
I'm
catching his
I'm a
ass.
wrong
Yeah.
place at the right time, motherfucker.
You hear me?
You
Like,
hear me?
especially when it comes down to this, like how y'all feel about that dog world. That's how it's starting to feel for us with this podcast shit. Like, stop playing with us like that. I say it all the time. Like, I peep what y'all doing, but when y'all get that cease and desist, it's okay. It's okay.
But let me piggyback on that. Like sometimes you got to kind of relish in the haters, right? Because
for
people
sure.
only hate people that's doing
You got
great.
some motion, for
listen,
sure.
listen, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing something right.
Right.
There's sometimes like it depends on how like intense the hate is, man. It can really bring you out of your character, man. But I mean, definitely. I mean, you got a lot of haters because I mean they usually your biggest fans for the most part.
course.
You know what I mean?
So
It's just stupid that they got to hate to. Like they could just, probably just congratulate you and come at
Keep
you
it
on a
pushing.
positive level and keep it going. But
Yeah.
but I think a lot of people really feed off of that negativity, right? Like, they can't wait to point out what you're not doing right or what does, you know what I'm saying? Because it makes them feel better about their situation
And
of
got-
not being where they need to be.
And got 4 fingers pointing right back, 3
For
fingers
sure,
pointing
for
right
sure.
back.
Yeah.
What the-
So I was always told, my mother always told me, if somebody hit you, to hit them back. So
Yeah,
with
you
that
definitely
being
hit their
said-
ass back.
So with that being said, sometimes you can't wait on karma to get them, so you gotta hit them back, or
Punch them straight in their shit.
And even so, sometimes it may not be worth it. It may be petty, but then again, it's the fact that you even thought about doing it to me when I may not even throw the first punch in the first place. I didn't deserve what you gave me. So now when I get back with what you gave me, you're not gonna like it.
Facts. Sometimes you got to bully the bullies. The bullies got to get bullied.
But sometimes the best way to bully the bully is just by winning around them, man. Like nothing makes a hater feel like shit more than to know that they shitted on you and you still tearing their ass up,
Right.
right? And they gotta watch it, like not like you know what I'm saying, like
And
with
they
this
gon-
social
and they
media,
need you.
yeah,
And
for
they
sure.
now they know they come
with
back-
this
they
social
need to come back
media,
and reach
with
out.
this social media age, I mean, you got your pump fakers, but then you got your people who are really getting motion, man. And like when you get motion, like. Your haters can't deny to see you. They can block you or whatever it is, man. But they still gonna see you, and that shit gonna set them on fire inside, man. For sure. So,
But we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Can y'all want to start off with your shout outs with your with your merchandise and things like that?
so listen, man. I'm Dogman Rod. Y'all can find me on Instagram as Dogman Rod. My brand is Breeder Fit. Basically, it's a site where you can get all of your breeding supplies, man. If y'all need any help with them dogs, any information, man, like I usually answer my phone, or if you slide in the DMs, I'm gonna hit you back. I'm willing to help anybody that's needing some help with these dogs, man. I want to make sure that we grow this Detroit market and, just try to make it the best that we can, man. There's a lot of good stuff going around. There's a lot of great people, and we need to keep this train moving. And I appreciate you guys bringing me on this podcast. Appreciate it. For sure.
Thank you.
Buddy.
You can follow me on Straight Drop Bullies on Instagram. Like Rod said, if you guys need anything, we pretty much not work together, you know what I'm saying? But I throw him a bunch of plays towards stuff because I don't do a bunch of the breeding stuff, but I put everybody together. If you need any pups, if you need any Straight Drop merch, anything like that, tomorrow's 313 day, so I'm gonna be running a special on my stud Rick. Tap in, it's $1,000 paid in full. He's usually at $2,500, and
Rick is a full fluffy. Okay,
fluffy
go ahead and add that to your camp. Revamp your camp with some of that Ricky juice.
Yes, sir.
Jelly.
Shouts
out to Rose.
Yeah,
I like this Rose here. Give me a bottle of this.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram, official.talktohim_Zelly. Shit, shout out to the podcast, number one.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Definitely shout out to the podcast.
Appreciate y'all.
Nice to meet y'all too.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna lock in with y'all on the social medias and shit too before we get up out of here. Shout out to my artists, you know what I'm saying? Rose. I got a couple more artists now. My nigga Rondo Luciano, and I got a female too named Spitter. So shout out to them.
We'll see them in April. Don't worry about it.
My hood, Dexter, Lightside, you know what I'm saying?
No, shout out,
I just shout out to y'all.
Appreciate it. Shouts out to Roseline Select Wine. Shouts out to Mo2VJ. 416 Keys to the City. Shouts out to Key. Shouts out to Shay. Shouts out to Kendall. Shouts out to Mac. Shouts out to Dark Frog Collection. Shalot the Brand. This is me, Karen. Who else am I forgetting?
Creature Clothing. Shout out to Mo2VJ. We got Ty Hopkins. We got Skrill. We got Jonathan Jilks. We have D-Dot. And shout out to the whole Mo2VJ camp.
Oh, shouts out to Lion Life Entertainment. Willie James in the building. Shouts out to Girl Boy. She back in the building. God damn it.
And
This must be two sides. We out here.
Gang. Oh, wait. If they ain't for you,
Fuck 'em.
fuck them.
Flat out.